board meeting on September 23rd to order. First item of the agenda is to review the minutes of the previous meeting. Does anybody have any comments? If not,
No.
can I get a motion?
Motion to accept.
Okay. That's Twig and Loran.
Yep.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Minutes are approved. Comments or concerns of any persons present today? Gina or Mandy, do you guys have anything? All right, cool. Moving right along. I didn't see a complaint status report. Did I miss it or did we not get one, Rochelle?
It came in a little late. I can share it if you'd like.
That'd be great.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
I've never seen the smallest.
Say I need.
There you
No,
go.
I mean, like, there's only
Mega glitch.
3 entries. That's crazy.
I was going to say, where's the rest of the page?
That's
My
amazing.
goodness.
So
Great,
Janita
can you scroll
is
back
in a
over?
conference today. Sorry,
That-
Janita's in a
that's
conference
fine.
today, so there's no one to really report. But this is what we got. So
Okay. And it was, I'm just trying to look at the date column. They're all from this
Those
year.
are all this year. So
Yeah.
So the
Okay.
entire document is cleaned up from prior years. Am I interpreting this correctly?
Yep.
Beautiful.
yeah, so we're making real good progress on these. I mean,
Yes.
for sure.
Phil, did you, in reference to this, when I attended the Professional Conduct Committee training at NCARB back in July, one of the things that the officers there stressed was that all states are to report infractions to NCARB. And I don't recall seeing or hearing anything about that, but then I don't recall seeing or hearing any.
Right. So that would come from staff. So Maggie, I'm going to let you answer that question too.
So is that happening?
Right.
To my knowledge, it is not. So we're aware, and that would be up to the enforcement side. So that'd be Janita's group. So that is a conversation that should take place.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I would say we don't need to report every complaint. We only
No,
need to
we don't.
report it
But
if
when we
there's a
actually-
violation.
Just violations, yes.
And I mean, and honestly, I think that it should be reported to the other state. We just recently saw, and correct me if I'm wrong, Maggie, but New York sent us what we think potentially is a violation of our licensing laws in Connecticut that we turned over to investigation. So, so I know that we should also do the same if we found out it was going on in another state also, but we should be reporting to NCARB so that they keep a track of all of these things.
Yeah.
Any ones that are, once they're closed or that we know
There
are
is
an
a
actual violation.
repository for violations.
So Maggie,
at
will
the
you work with
national
Janita on that?
Yep, I can bring it up to her boss Pam
Thank you,
to get it addressed.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
thanks.
Any other comments on this? Seems like we're doing pretty well right now. So,
Mhm.
all right, Rochelle, you can take that down. Thank you. So the next item on the agenda, I found a little bit interesting. It's the CEU audit update. I'm assuming you guys all saw that. I was going to try to pull it up here, but apparently the computer does some sort of electronic audit, right? And they found, let me just get this first and we'll see. If you haven't seen it, give me 30 seconds.
Was it part of the documents in our packet?
Yeah, it was actually.
Right. Okay.
So,
I missed that.
so apparently they have 150 architects that listed less than 12 hours of continuing education, and 82 architects that didn't put in the details, meaning the course names. So they've notified all of the architects, and Jason admitted that there's some confusion, or was some confusion. So they've notified all of them, and I think are giving them an opportunity to correct that. They've also offered them a $250 settlement to just pay the $250, and apparently a whole lot of them just said, "I'll give you a check for $250," which is a little weird
Oh my
because
gosh.
Without,
I know. Well, what it means, I don't know. Can you see? You can't see my screen on that, can you?
no.
No.
Okay, hold
No.
on. Let me see. Let me see if I can share that. Hold on.
So it's the 250 and they're dismissed of doing the
Now,
work?
can you see
or-
it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Okay.
really.
Yeah.
It's small.
That's okay. I got
Yeah.
glasses.
So what it says is the architects were emailed. I mean, let me see if I can make it larger. It's on a Word document here. It says that the architects were given the opportunity to provide proof of completion for the CEUs, those who have not actually completed or at least 12 hours prior to the renewal, were offered a settlement fee of $250. What I don't get is it means, hey, you don't have to do your CEUs. You just pay us $250 every year and you're done. Because that's what it says, right?
yeah,
The
that's.
settlement
not
is
good.
That's the way I would-
if you didn't do
yeah.
your 12 hours, give me a check for $250. I don't get it, to be honest. Morning, Julia.
So people,
Are they
some
authorized
people
to
may
offer
choose to,
something like that?
I'm sorry, one at a time. Twig.
Sorry. Is the division authorized to make that offer?
I'm assuming they are. I mean, I'd have to talk to Jason. He runs the division, but he's not on. But let's go
Okay.
on to that assumption for the time being. But Angela, what were you going to say?
I mean, does that mean people are just gonna pay instead of take the classes? Because it's
Well,
more
that's what I'm
convenient
saying.
and then they're not
It
learning.
defeats the purpose. It defeats
Yeah.
the purpose of the
Right.
CE
So here, I
requirement.
made it a little larger. So you see what it says, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and who decided the 250? Because
I just saw this
supposed to be
yesterday,
1,000,
so I don't know.
right?
This letter came from Jason to, I don't know who it was addressed to. It was in our package, but
Again, why wouldn't they consult the board on this?
That's
So-
my first question. Are they authorized to do this? Because,
right, there's a whole lot of questions here for sure.
yeah,
So I think, I mean, I'll get in touch with Jason, but I just want to make sure we're all on the same page that it doesn't seem right. All those things don't seem right, right? How do you just pay $250 and now you don't have to do your continuing ed hours? I mean, the word gets out on that, people will just be like, shit, I'll just pay my $250 a year and not do my hours.
can this offer be clawed back, or is this a done deal for this year at least, and then it gets corrected going forward?
Oh, I'm sure it's done. Yeah, I mean, it's already all those.
Well, some people
100
have already
Yeah,
paid.
all those 230 architects have already been notified. So, I mean, and it's a significant number of people, but I think there was a lot of confusion for sure about what you needed to input in there. But the reality is that if you did your 12 hours, it would be no big deal to just send the information in when you were notified. So
Right.
my guess is most of those people didn't fulfill the requirement. Anyway, Maggie or Rochelle, do you have any more information on this? Did you guys know about this, or I'm happy to reach out to Jason again. I just found out about it, or I would have reached out before the meeting, but
I do not have any other information. Jay did apologize that he wasn't able to attend today to be a part of the conversation. He's out with but he did say that any questions can go right to him. So I did note what you guys were just discussing as well, so I can send him an email with Phil with you on it as well and kind of start that conversation if you'd like.
yeah, that would be great, because I mean, I think the first thing is, does that mean you don't have to do your CEUs if you pay $250, right? And then the other part of this goes back to the emeritus status, which there seems to have been a whole lot of confusion. Gina, I appreciate you sent out some information on this, of people thinking that, if I'm 65, I just automatically am emeritus. And I've gotten several calls recently from people, and Maggie, you and I had this conversation about, so if I'm emeritus, I'm not really practicing architecture, but I'm still doing some consultation for people. Is that considered architecture? No, I looked up the definition of the practice of architecture, and it specifically says offering to render services by consultation, investigation, etc. So it would be my opinion that if you're doing code reviews, consulting on design studies, schematics, it's still considered architecture, and you can't do that if you're emeritus unless you stay licensed. Does everybody agree or disagree?
I agree.
Yes.
Angela, I see you just looking at me.
Yes.
So, Julia is smiling. So yeah, so I mean, there seems to be a whole lot of confusion on the emeritus status thing. I mean, essentially, it means if you're going to become emeritus, you A, got to apply for it, and B, you're just completely retired and you're making donuts or whatever, but you're not involved in the profession at all. Because Gina, I think you've been getting some calls on that too, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, there's a difference between AIA emeritus and state emeritus, and that's what I tried to get. I've been explaining to AIA members is that AIA emeritus, they're allowed to maintain their license and they can consult and they can teach. They can't stamp plans anymore. So they pretty much are, I'm sorry. They can maintain their license. What they can't do is they can't solicit new business. So if a family member or a previous client contacts them to do business, they are allowed to continue to do that, but you have to be 70 years old to file for that. And if they are continuing to get new clients, then they have to go back to regular member status, not emeritus. And that's the issue that we have between the two, because as you said, I read the same thing, Phil, about the state saying you can't practice at all. You can't do anything. You can't do anything. The only thing that emeritus status from the state allows is that you can still consider yourself an architect. You can use the term architect emeritus, whereas if you just retire, my understanding is you can't even use the word architect anymore if you're not licensed in some way by the state.
Right.
So at least it's emeritus license, it's still a license for the state, the emeritus.
Right. So essentially, when I become 70, I could become, if I'm not practicing and I'm not stamping drawings, I could stay licensed in Connecticut, but emeritus nationally.
With national, as long as you're not promoting your business and trying to, bring on new clients or whatever, yes. And we've had people that they've caught. So it's not something that, people just automatically do. I'm very upfront with them, and most of them are just, I'm just not even working anymore. So.
Right. But so there definitely has been a lot of confusion on it. So, okay. I appreciate that.
Question.
Can I dive in real quick? Gina, do you have anything, any type of document or something about that on your webpage or something like that I could kind of refer people from our website over to for, a little bit more clarification on the difference between the two? Or
we do have a copy of, there is an application that people have to fill out to, and then it comes back to me. I have to sign off and it goes to our national organization. But with that being brought up, probably with all of the emails I've been sending out explaining what the difference is between the two, we'll update our website and then I'll send you a link.
Okay.
It just won't get done this week. Our conference is on Friday, so we're kind of crazed right now, but I'll make a note of it. We'll get it up there next week and then we'll send you a link that you can just have people understand, especially if they're AIA members, what the difference is.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Question.
Appreciate
Is
that.
there any way to bring these conflicting definitions into alignment?
Well, when you say conflicting, they're two different completely, or one's practicing architecture, another is an organization that is not a regulatory organization at all. So although they're both related to architecture, they're completely different.
No,
just because you're a member of AIA doesn't mean you can practice architecture.
I understand the difference between the two, but is there any way to sync up the definition to curb some of the confusion?
Well, the only way to sync it up would be then to say that you can't become emeritus with AIA if you're still practicing architecture, which
And
get a
AIA
lot of
also
kickback
covers
on that.
Yeah, it's 50 states. There's not going to change it because every state's
Okay, they're not
different,
gonna
Twig.
stay and change for Connecticut.
Yeah.
Okay, I am, thank you, Gina.
So, all right. Does anybody have anything else on that? Okay. Let's see. Get rid of that. Let me see. All right. Let's see. So new business, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people that have passed the exam. Aaron Gallagher, Alexa Ashton, Carlton Geary III, Duncan Fox, Cassandra Luiga, Aria Peralt, and Eric Celeste. I don't see any of them on, so can I get a motion to approve them for licensure in Connecticut, please?
I'll move, Angela.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Great.
I
Um,
checked with Aurora to see if she would come, but she's too busy. So
You know her.
yeah, a lot of us know her. Yeah. She's
Um,
speaking on Friday.
Is she? No.
Yeah.
Applications for licensure by waiver of exam. There is, well, 71 of them. Everybody wants to get licensed in Connecticut, including, as I mentioned before, Jennifer Arbuckle, who probably everybody knows. So that's just really a formality that they're listed here. And then corporate practice of architecture, there's 15 of them. Again, those have all been approved by staff, so that's really just a formality. So then we get to waivers. I don't know if you guys have read through these waivers, but there's a couple of interesting ones in here. The first one is will it. I'm just going to see if I can find it now. So I don't know if you've read through them at all, but so I'm not going to read it. You guys can read it, but apparently he's got a lot of things going on in his life, and
Oh, right,
he's
that's
asking, yeah,
She. Yep.
I'm sorry, thank you, I'm sorry, yeah, I was just reading the last name. Thank you, appreciate it. I don't know, what's everybody's opinion? I mean, she's asking for a waiver, right? So she's not asking for an extension. She's asking for a waiver of not having to do CEUs for this year. So,
So the statutes say medical hardship, but my original interpretation of medical hardship was it was for the individual itself, not family members.
Right.
I think my other trouble with this one is that she openly admits she didn't really read or understand what she was supposed to be doing for that year. So, we write statutes and we think they're complete, but then, we get things that are borderline and, there's another one here too that has to do with a family member with health issues. So this would set a precedent. I'm undecided as to.
all right, so I'm
So
not quite
whether
as
we-
I'm not as undecided
I'm not
as you.
undecided.
I don't.
Okay,
I wouldn't
Go ahead.
grant the waiver. I would consider granting a 6-month extension because clearly she doesn't have it done now. But I think that it'd be fair to say, hey, in 6 months, we want you to get it done.
yeah. And then as a board, are we supposed to then define what the fines would be if it's not done in 6 months? That process, or does that just go back to staff and it's the $1,000 or whatever?
I think it goes back to staff, but it also goes back to what we talked about earlier of if you fill out your application next year and then you don't fill it all out, you didn't do the 12 hours, so you just pay the $250 because then that whole thing doesn't make sense. But I think it goes back to staff and you pay the $1,000. But I mean, so these are two separate things, right? So the first one is, do we want to approve the waiver? I think that the sense I'm getting is nobody wants to approve the waiver, but do we want to
Correct.
approve an extension?
I'm
That would
fine
be
with
my
the extension.
recommendation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
good
Luann?
with it. I'm fine with the 6-month extension. Agreed.
I'll agree with that.
Me too.
So I don't know, Maggie, if you know this, but would this person have not renewed, because you have to put it into the system, right? So in order to write this letter, I'm assuming they haven't renewed, so their license is lapsed. Do we know that?
I can take a look right now.
Has she
Not that it
completed
really
any
matters,
of
but
the work?
Well,
is she gonna have to pay a fine for being late and,
that's
you know,
usually
which-
what happens because
Yeah.
being in compliance with
Okay.
CEs is a requirement. So they get, everyone, again, regardless of license type, gets a question, are you in compliance with the CE requirement? And if they say no, they get bumped out of the application and are told to complete it and then come back. So yeah, she's lapsed. She hasn't done it.
she's lapsed?
So,
Right.
Okay,
yeah, so she would have a late fee in addition to when she does come back and renew.
Because this
Okay.
request wasn't even given until after the expiration date of her license anyway, if she had it last year. Because it's dated the 20th of August.
okay, so the deny the waiver, but offer a 6 months extension for the full 12 hours HSW.
Right.
6 months from today or 6 months from when she was supposed to renew?
I'd say 6 months from August 1st, because that's when, yeah, the license expires, right? July 31st.
I agree.
All right. Is everybody
Are
good
we-
with that?
And
Yeah.
that should be made clear in the letter. So
Right.
give her a deadline date.
Right, well, so it is, I mean, the way the form is set up is it's got to have a deadline date in it. It says extension granted until.
Okay, great.
So
Perfect.
Maggie, it should be that, whatever the 6 months is then. All right, are we good with
So-
that one?
That would be coming from Rochelle, but I want to point out that the CEs are due prior to the expiration date. So are you doing it 6 months from when they're
Oh.
originally due or or the expiration date?
No, I was giving it the expiration. I mean, otherwise
Okay.
it's basically giving her 3 months.
So you can just
Right.
say like the end of the year or whatever, or
Yes, correct.
whatever, just pick a specific date. Yeah, rather than maybe
I would
quoting it
just
for
say
a number of
December
months.
31st, December
December
31st.
31st.
All right,
Sounds good.
okay. So the next one is Quentin Morales.
And this
I read
is for
Yeah, I did read
full,
these.
full waiver?
Yeah, so she's asking for a waiver, yes, also. Maggie, do you know if her license expired?
Let me look. 1, 3,
I mean, either way, it's expired now because she couldn't have renewed. So
shouldn't have anyways. Yeah.
this was at least dated before the end of July. What's everybody's opinion?
Same as the prior one.
Same
Yes,
as
I
the
agree.
prior, yeah. And this all happened a year and a half ago. You know, the death in the family and the birth of a child was a year ago.
Yeah, I mean, she was on maternity leave. I know everybody's newborn situation is different. But if a child does nap, you do have the time to take at least a portion of a CE.
Right.
So,
There's some online stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
So-
you know, if it
And
was
she's
5 years
working
ago before everything
part-time.
went virtual, it would be different. But nowadays it's just so easy.
Yeah, it's easy. And she is working part-time. She's been working part-time for most of this year. February to
Yeah,
August.
I think she just, forgot
It got
about it
ahead of her,
basically, and now
think.
and that's fine. I get it. Life happens, but I think a waiver is not necessary. I think the 6 months is fine.
I'm good with that too.
So
Yeah.
I just want to point out she did renew and she cited her way of being in compliance as having a waiver. So,
Ooh,
which obviously would be used, if you've already been approved with a waiver, then you would use that reason, but she just went ahead and did that. And that was in July she did that renewal.
and did she complete any CEUs?
I wouldn't have that, but
Okay.
unfortunately, like,
Hmm.
so they don't get that
Yeah, I
grid
don't
to
know if
enter
there's an-
anything when they're saying a reason outside of, they just did it the right way or the normal way,
Right. I don't know if there's an option to click the waiver box and then enter
No,
like the
there
4 or
wouldn't
5
be, because
bucks
if
that
you
might
got
have
a waiver,
taken,
then you wouldn't have any
unfortunately.
information.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well,
I would,
That's-
I would recommend December 31st, get them done by then.
I'm good with that. Julia, you good?
Yes, I agree.
That's good.
All right, so fine. So 6 months. All right, the next one, let's see. All right, so the next one, so this is interesting.
He's living in
He's
South
apparently been in
Korea.
South Korea for the last
Yeah.
3 years.
4 years.
Yeah, he's
But
it's a Taisu Kim thing. They have several South Korean employees. So he's trying to maintain his Connecticut license while living in South Korea.
yeah, I completely disagree with his statement about it's difficult to pursue CEU courses from another country. You can do everything online, so I mean, you could be any place in the world. It doesn't really matter. I mean,
That may be an issue. I'm not sure what South Korea is like, but I know from hearing those who are in China, there's access to things. I don't know. I have no idea, but maybe it's an issue getting access to American CEs through computer systems. You know how some governments don't just let you go out on the
Yeah, I
internet,
understand.
whatever you want.
I've heard
So I
that.
don't know. I don't know anything about South
I mean,
Korea.
I understand that with China. I don't believe
Yeah.
that's been,
I wouldn't-
a policy of South Korea.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't think they
if
would
it was North
restrict us.
Korea, I say, yeah.
And then through his
Um,
office, maybe even his office
I mean,
probably
maybe you
could
go
solve
back and
that for
ask him a
him.
question.
Yeah.
We view this as something that can be done online and is not difficult. If for some reason our understanding is incorrect, please provide more information. I mean, if you
Yeah.
really want to go that far.
Right. And like you said, through the office too.
Yeah, the office maybe, could have arranged it for him.
Yeah.
Twig.
So question, he's been out of the country for 4 years. So does he have 4 years of CEUs to make up, or is it just this year?
That's a good point.
Maggie, is he still licensed in Connecticut?
I'm actually just pulling his up now too. My computer's being a little slow.
That's fine. Because I guess my question would be has he asked for a waiver in the past? I mean, this is our second round, right?
He also renewed.
With the waiver box checked?
With a waiver check off?
Or was he one of the 223 that just checked
Got
the
the
box and
pass?
didn't
He
fill in
he
the,
also did waiver.
So he is
I mean,
he
it
one of the
says,
$250 and you're
well, no, because he wouldn't got that letter because he checked the waiver box. So
okay.
the computer
Okay.
just thinks that he did the waiver. My
That he
gut
did the
says that they're checking the waiver box thinking we're applying for the waiver, not
Right.
that I got the waiver.
Not that you got it.
Neither one of them got it. And they waited. They were well past the deadline probably anyway, because this is dated July 31st.
I'm
guess-
sorry, I want to correct myself. He's no longer working for Taisu Kim. That ended in March. So I don't know if he'll have access like through a company, but it's kind of for him to figure out, I think, right?
Right, for sure.
If you're going to maintain your license in the States. Yeah, there's an announcement on LinkedIn 6 months ago. I'm happy to announce my new position as president of D&B Architecture Design Group.
Where are they based?
Doesn't say. There's no page for them for the company.
Needless to say, I'm just wondering if they're a United States-based company, he's president of the company, it's got to be licensed someplace. He's not. Okay. All right. So, I mean, I think we're all in agreement of not giving him the waiver. Then the question is, do we do, Luann, what you said of ask him the questions and say that we feel you can get this done in the next 6 months, unless you can come up with a reason why you can't.
I'd like to know first if he needs to do 4 years or just this current.
Well, he would only need to fulfill the state of Connecticut.
So
And we didn't
Right.
go back
the
So you don't
CEs don't go
go-
back
so
4
many
years.
years.
How has
Right.
he maintained his license then? So he's done it all along?
But the
He's been in
statute
Korea
only,
for 4
I
years.
guess
Has he maintained a license and his CEUs for 3 of those 4 years? It's just this last year that he hasn't done the work. Is that
so
correct?
let's go back. When did the statute come into effect? Wasn't it just like 2 years ago?
It was 2 or 3 years ago.
I think
Yeah,
it's
So
it's
he
not,
wouldn't
I don't
have,
think it's 4 years.
yeah, I don't think he
Yeah,
would have
'cause
had
last-
4
last
years, number
year-
one.
Yeah. I think last year was the first time you had to check the
Right.
box saying you've done your CEUs. And then this year it changed and you have to enter them
Fill in
in.
the courses.
So
Look, we
he's
can't-
not
I
saying
mean,
when
Twig,
he
to your point,
stopped doing CEUs.
Even
but
if we ask him
yeah.
the question and he says he did it, we can't really go back and start asking him to audit him to say, prove that you did it, because we just don't have the right to do that, right? We don't have the right to do that with anybody right now. We're not doing audits. So he's going to say he did it probably no matter what. So I think our only recourse is what's been done in the last year, because now there's a box you check that says you've done it, that says, here's the courses I took.
Right.
But are they
Yeah.
doing audits? Because an audit
they're
just
not.
caught all those
They're
people
not
that,
doing audit. They're doing a computer audit that just once that tells you if you filled in the things or not. Literally, you could put in there for the 12 courses, you could put ABC, Windows, XYZ, tour company. You could put anything you want. Nobody's reading them to see
Nobody
if they're
reads it.
legitimate or not. You just literally have to list them.
okay,
So it's really just, it's a little bit still of a major honor system there, but at least
no
if you-
intelligence applied.
I believe me, I
Yeah.
don't know. So, all right, what does everyone want to do?
I definitely think he should do them at some point.
Yeah, I don't think this is a.
I
thing
agree.
that-
I agree, because I mean, if we give him a waiver this year, he's going to want a waiver again next year. I mean, we can't keep, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm fine with doing the 6 months again and just saying you got to do it, not even
Yeah.
asking the question.
Yes.
Okay,
That's fine.
Angela?
So same thing, just. Are
Okay.
we gonna do just,
I'm sorry, you broke up.
sorry, are we talking about doing, can you hear me now?
No.
They can now, yeah. Say it again.
Yeah, my microphone's in and out. December 31st?
Yes.
yes.
All right, so we have one more. So this one here, to me, is a little bit simpler. He's asking for a 3-month extension. He's not saying I want a waiver. He's not saying I'm not going to do them. He's saying, look, I had some major issues. Can you give me 3 extra months?
I think that's
Yeah,
reasonable.
I agree. Did he
I'm fine with
renew?
it. Maggie?
Sorry, I missed that.
Did he renew? Joseph Mato.
He did, yeah. And actually I looked, so from 22, 23, 24, he renewed saying he did do the CEs for all of those years.
Yeah, so I guess one of my questions too, it says continuing ed year cycle. This says 2025. The other ones all said 2024. Is it the 2025 cycle? Because it's really the 24 to 25 that we're talking about, right?
Well, he's saying he
Yeah.
let his license,
He let his license expire.
right?
Oh, I apologize. I'm sorry. I saw the last one pulled up. Or Joseph, no, he did renew.
He did not.
He did,
He did.
July
Okay.
25th.
Did
He chose that he completed CEs or they were in progress, and he put 1 credit hour in.
Okay, so he was pretty honest.
So
Okay.
wouldn't he have had to pay? Wouldn't he have
He's
had to
getting
pay a
he's getting the
penalty?
$250 letter.
He did pay a fine at the time with his renewal. He paid $315 additional.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
All
Right,
right.
so I mean,
Yeah,
I'm fine with giving him the 3 months.
Give
Yeah.
him the 3
approved.
months.
So again, we need to set a date for the 3 months. I'd say August, September, October, November 1st.
That's good.
You got that back?
Yeah, Rochelle does the notification, but I'm sure she has it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, Rochelle.
Is it
All right.
3 months from today?
No, I said, well, we could do that. I did 3 months from August 1st.
Well, it's kind of not his problem that we haven't met until now. He lost 6 weeks of that 3 months.
Yeah, I'm fine to doing 3. I'm
My
fine doing it.
recommendation would be December 31st.
That's fine. I'm fine with it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Same.
Rochelle, December 31st. Okay, so those are all the waivers. Seem to be getting more and more of them as time goes on, which it's interesting that we're getting them this late. I know that we didn't meet, but all of these waivers weren't until the end of July, really. You should be asking for the waivers in April or May.
Is that possibly because then they're receiving letters and it's triggering, their, they then realize that they're in trouble?
Well, I think part of it, I don't know if they're receiving letters, but it's probable that they know that their license is due at the end of July and they don't even think about paying for it until the middle of July. And then when they go to do the application, they realize they have to do it. Gina, I know you're chafing at the bit to say something, so. You're muted.
I'm just shaking my head. When those the second letter came out about emeritus and all that other stuff, that's when people started filing waivers again. So every time something comes out from GCP, I either get hundreds of phone calls and letters and emails, or they're like, okay, where do I need to go? And they're filing for the link. They're just going straight to but I will tell you, out of the 4 that you received today, only one of them is a member of our organization. And he's the very last one who said he would do the stuff. So I don't know the other 3 people, but yeah, I mean, I think the things coming out from DCP are confusing. And my only request would be, Phil, you should see this before it goes out. Because I think
I
that
agree.
from an architect standpoint,
so
just to
great.
be able to explain it, that's the biggest problem is that I don't believe they're speaking. I don't want to say architects speak, but they're not explaining what architects would understand for licensure. And I'm very surprised that your group isn't seeing that before it's going out to all architects. So
Yeah, well, I'm mostly surprised after we had this whole conversation with Jason. So,
Yeah, didn't we talk about this in July?
yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And yes, we did. So I will reach out to him again. Maggie's gonna send him an email too, so. I don't have any, I think that's everything. Good. Angela,
So were you gonna speak with the commissioner about this communication issue between?
I can let me try to go
between,
through Jason one more time before I step over his head.
Go-
And then we'll go from there. So. Okay, I think that's everything on the agenda unless anybody has anything else.
But Angela's
I just want-
frozen.
Oh darn.
He's gonna reconnect.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can hear you
Yes.
better now.
I just want to look at the calendar. We don't need carb virtual this year. I wonder if it's before or after. I don't think that's till November.
Yeah, it is November, right?
It's November 22nd. It's,
Right,
oh,
it's
it's
the
the day
Saturday
after
before
our next
Thanksgiving.
meeting. So our next meeting, yeah, our next meeting is the 21st, Friday morning. And then our on the 22nd, Saturday.
Okay, I didn't even
Okay.
have that in my calendar, so I have to, I'm dealing with two different calendars these days because I'm trying to really wind down from using the office stuff. So it's Saturday, the 22nd, and it's virtual.
Yes.
And do
Yeah.
we have a time? Is it all day?
It's probably most of the
I
day because I
have it
think they're
as-
doing the educators conference too, right?
Right.
9 to 12. No, it's
Oh,
9 to
we're
12.
not.
No, it's morning. I thought it was only morning is what I have. I did not block out the whole day.
Okay, and do you have a time? Is it 10 to 12 or 9
9
to
to
12?
12. 9 to 12.
9 to 12, thank you. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, I think that's it. Unless anybody has anything else. Meeting adjourned at 9:42. All right,
Thank you.
appreciate
Thank
it. Have a
you.
great week.
Great.
All right, thanks.
Thank you,
Have a good weekend.
everyone.
Take care.
Ciao.